Hello Captains, this is Metaman. Today we're looking at a battle I had in the Marceau in ranked battles. First thing we notice, there is only one radar per side. There's only one destroyer per side. This video is about the Marceau, but it's more about the current state of ranked battles right now. Now, we all know the meta can change, but as of right now, try to pay attention to the minimap. Well, first off, in the Marceau, I'm going to speed over to Cap, especially since they only have one DD and one radar cruiser. I know they can only be at one of these. I mean, they could split up, but I have a 50% chance of the DD going to my side, 50% chance of the radar cruiser going to my side. The Smolensk, I don't mind at all. I'm always going to have concealment advantage over him. He has DPM advantage over me, but I have plenty of DPM if I catch him looking the wrong way. So I'm going to race over to Cap. Here in the chat, someone was saying something about getting a radar cruiser over to a certain location, and I was going to say that it's not quite as important since the Smolensk doesn't have radar or smoke. But here we're getting into Cap. We see that the radar cruiser is going to be on the other side of the map. We get here first. I think this Smolensk wasn't ready for us to be here. I'm going to wait until I'm right before the island before I start unloading on him so that he can't get his guns around me. That's what I'm saying with the Marceau or the Kleber, is that with my speed, I'm always going to get those first shots off on him. So I got a little over 4,000 on a little exchange that he couldn't even get shots out on me. So I'm already here trying to get my Cap. But here's where I want you to start paying attention to the minimap. Not criticizing the battleship players at all, so don't take it that way. I'm just stating facts about the current meta in ranked. In the current meta of ranked, the battleships are staying pretty far back. As in, see the Ohio, see our battleship, see the battleships over north of the Cap that they have. The cruisers are playing somewhat similar to normal random battles, but the battleships are staying farther back. Now, with less ships on a team, that's meaning that they're not really supported, and they're not really being able to support their DDs quite as much. They are in position to be able to hit those cruisers if they're pretty good snipers, but they are not supported very well, as in they're sitting so far back that the cruiser isn't throwing a screen for them. So what I'm saying here, I'm throwing out some torps just in case this Ohio decides to move up, but with the current meta, I really doubt it. And with the Smolensk and everybody being out here by themselves, nobody really supporting them, I'm going to be able to start unloading on them. And this is one of the reasons why I actually don't use advanced fire training on my Marceau and my Kleber, which a lot of people will disagree with, is I want to be able to open gunboat a little bit, as in I could be seen if my gun's bloom was bigger, but I just got into Cap. I'm protecting this area. If I'm open and the Ohio is farther than 11.5 away, he's not going to be able to see me because of my small gun bloom. But back to, look at the battleships, how far back they are. R2 to the southwest, and theirs to the north, and theirs to the northeast. With them playing so far back, if you are playing a French destroyer or somebody that's really fast, or if you used a Shima with the great torping, you might be able to get to that second line and delete one of these battleships. I started out this season in my Z52, finding decent win rate in it. But I was like, well, with ships staying so far back, I can control the caps, yes, but it ends up being a lot of times in these battles where it is whoever's team kills who. And if I can get a cap and everybody's sitting back, with those big gaps in those lines, I could actually get to that back end and probably delete a battleship with the speed of the French, and how I end up just rushing the battleships with my torps. But in this battle, there's only one DD per side. There's only one radar cruiser. We're in pretty good shape just to sit here and do a little bit of farming. Get these Smolensk to move back. Like I said, I don't mind them at all just because I have a better concealment and I have good enough DPM that they wouldn't want me to sneak up on their side if their guns are going the other direction, especially if I could duck into an island after getting a few salvos off. Here it's starting to fall apart for them. They went to the other cap. Here I'm going to start working on this Ohio. He kind of is moving up, I think, to try to help save his Smolensk that was moving away. But watch the DPM coming out of the Marceau. I'm going to create multiple fires on this Ohio. He saved his... Here he put out my fires because I got 2 fires at once on him. But now he's in a bad spot because he can't move back fast enough before my DPM starts hitting him. He saved his Smolensk for a second, but he'll end up getting punished a little bit later. So there's one fire. We're just going to do this look like cookie cutter. I'm going to start moving down the line. We already got our mid fire. I'm going to start working on getting this back fire. But with the current meta, it doesn't mean you have to do it the way that I'm saying. But I'm just trying to give some ideas out there. If you can sit back, even leave it in my comments, what you think would work. As in, we see what the current meta is. If you haven't played ranked this season yet, this is what it pretty much turns into. You see that what position the Ohio's in. You see what position they're deeper to the northeast battleship is. You see ours starting to move in because we're starting to win the ship battle. Here, the Smolensk, he comes into my cap. He's radaring me. It's not mattering because I know that he has no smoke. I'm a better gunboat than he is. I'm just going outside his 2 km concealment, so it's not automatic that he sees me. I'm going to move over here to this island, just take my time, get over this island, and then I'll fight the Smolensk. I didn't want to fight the Smolensk right there because he had the backup of the Smolensk. Just, especially when you have an advantage, take your time, put yourself in position that you don't have to run the risk. Here I'm getting ready to throw out some torps just in case I can get the Smolensk to go into the wrong direction. Also, by me letting him sit in there, I'm going to get a couple more defensive flags, so I always like those. But as you can see, their battleships are so far back that they're not really able to support this. And I'm going to love a one-on-one fight with any DD. The only thing that can compete with me really is the Kleber. I have the Kleber also. I really love the Kleber. But the Marceau definitely holds her own against the Kleber. If you can angle, if you can withstand those 15 seconds of reload booster. So scare the Smolensk away. Move back into cap. The red team, I think, seeing the writing on the wall. That Smolensk is still running away, but we're going to have all the caps. But But like I said, the current meta is the battleship sitting so far back. Like I said, you can see them right here. It's not just because it's in the game, it's just the way that they're playing. Doesn't make it bad, it's just saying that's what it is. Now, with the meta being this way, if these battleships moved up earlier, they'll be focused. And it's one of those things where if everybody doesn't move up, whoever moves up first loses. So it's turned into that it's not a bad thing that they stay back, because if they're the one guy that does go forward, he's going to die. But I was just saying, giving you some different ideas to think about what you can do in ranked battles as destroyers or cruisers. Put those battleships in position, or DDs in positions that they're isolated. So I think the French will actually be pretty decent in this season's ranked meta. Hopefully you understood the ideas that I was giving you. This is meta_man 2002. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave any comments of any ideas that you think would work also in the current meta. You guys have a great day. And we led the XP board just by dominating the cap and getting farming damage.